This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 35, Unboxing Mangabox. The Weekly Wish List. Last week, I concentrated on books other people could get and forgot about books I want to get. So here is a double edition of the Weekly Wish List. From last week, Attack on Titan is on top. I'm hooked on this series, and now I have to keep up as well as catch up. Sherlock Bones is a title I haven't read yet. It's on my Christmas list, but I'll probably like it, so I'll put Volume 2 on the list as well. I've loved the Soulless series, so Volume 3 is a must, but it makes me sad at the same time as this is the last volume. I don't want it to end. Sickness Unto Death is a series from Vertical that is in my to-read pile, and Volume 2 is out now. I really need to catch up. For this week, Fairy Tale Volume 33 is a monthly must-buy. Alice Love Fables Toy Box from Seven Seas has stories not only from Alice in the Country of, but other Otomo titles, so that's one I'd love to read. Dracula Everlasting is an OGN I've been following, so I'll pick up Volume 3 at some point to see how it ends. Viz has a couple of shoujo I'm reading. Dengeki Daisy Volume 13 and Skip Beat Volume 32 are from titles I've started but fallen woefully behind on, but I have to keep up. Thankfully, these are released digitally too. One Piece is the one shonen I'm still collecting complete and in book form, so Volume 69 is a must. Wow, that's quite a list, even for 2 weeks. Seven Seas makes one more announcement. Seven Seas has made a lot of license announcements via its Twitter account lately. Last week, 6 new titles were announced with release information. This week, Seven Seas had just one to announce, a completely new series to the publisher. Defragments, or Defrag, is from Media Factory's monthly comic Alive. It is about Kenji Kazuma, a notorious delinquent. This reputation is put in jeopardy, though, after a run-in with 4 girls from the Game Creation Club, and Kenji is forced to join. This comedy has been running since 2008, and there are currently 8 volumes. Seven Seas didn't have any release information for this title, but considering the dates of the previously announced manga, I wouldn't be surprised if this one went out in spring 2015. I like gaming manga and don't have a lot of comedies I really like, so I'll give this one a try when it comes out. An anime has been announced for this title too, due to premiere in January. So if you're on the fence about this one, you can check it out. I have no doubt it will be on Crunchyroll streaming, especially after this announcement. Obligatory cat manga announcement. Whenever there is news about a cat manga, I will have to talk about it, being the crazy cat manga lady that I am. Hakusensha launched a free online manga magazine, Lala Melody, a supplement to their shoujo magazine, Lala. Included in the magazine is a 4-comma gag spin-off of Natsumi's Book of Friends featuring Nyako-sensei, called Nyako-sensei ga Iku. In the original series, Nyako-sensei is a powerful spirit that travels with Natsumi as he tries to return all of the yokai names his grandmother collected, and occasionally helps him. He is most often seen in the shape of a maneki neko, or beckoning cat, as he was trapped in one for years before Natsumi released him. I love Nyako-sensei. His maneki neko shape is so cute, and his chibi form is even cuter. I'm so jealous of all the merchandising he gets in Japan, and now he gets his own comic. Viz, this needs to be licensed. Stat. Yen Press ends Yen Plus magazine. It was revealed this week that in the November issue of Yen Plus, in the editor's letter, that the December issue of the magazine would be its last. I can't say I'm really surprised by this announcement. Yen Plus has been in a steady decline in the last year or so, with no new manga titles being added to the magazine since Soul Eater Not. The Japanese side hasn't had more than 2 titles in it regularly, and the OGN manhwa side has been mainly for Yen's YA novel adaptations. It was priced reasonably at $2.99 an issue, but with it being online only and limited time to read, it could be easy to forget and miss an issue. I finally dropped my sub a few months ago. With this closing, Viz's Shonen Jump will be the only manga magazine in any format in the U.S. In the announcement, it was stated that the ending of the magazine would open the door for more opportunities for Yen Press digitally. I hope so. They're about the only major publisher without a solid digital strategy. I'm interested in hearing what the future will bring them. I hope they announce it soon. Vizmanga.com update. At Vizmanga this week, the top 10 for the week of November 25th, 2013 has new shonen and old shoujo. There is a new top title as Naruto Volume 63 muscles its way back to number 1. Yu Yu Hakusho moves up 1 to number 2 with Volume 5, and Nisekoi Volume 6, last week's number 1, falls 2 to number 3. Skip Beat stays at number 4 with Volume 13, and Mixed Vegetables Volume 8 debuts at number 5. Black Cat Volume 14 comes in at number 6, followed by Gimmick Volume 2 at number 7. Love Calm Volume 13 comes in at number 8. Imadoki Volume 5, the final volume, comes in at number 9. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World Volume 6 rounds out the list at number 10. Yu Yu Hakusho has really found an audience in digital. Every volume is charting every week and staying around the same spot. The same seems to be for Skip Beat. Naruto's orange color seems appropriate, as it bounces up and down the list like a basketball, and it wouldn't be a top 10 without at least one Yu-Gi-Oh! Title, represented by Millennium World this week. One new title was added to the site this week. Firefighter Daigo of Fire Company M is a title from the early aughts. It is about Daigo Asahina, who after dreaming of becoming a firefighter has just graduated from training academy. He is assigned to the Medanka Hama fire station, where his cocky and overconfident attitude gets an adjustment as he realizes he still has a lot to learn. This title has been really scarce because of its age, and at 20 volumes it would be difficult to finish. Thankfully, Viz is releasing this title again digitally. The New York Times Best Seller List. At the New York Times Best Seller List for the week ending November 30th, 2013, both Kodansha and Yen Press shake up the list again. Sitting pretty at number 1 is the Queen of Magical Girls, Sailor Moon, and her final volume, Short Stories Volume 2. Stomping in at number 2 is Attack on Titan Volume 9, which is followed by Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Volume 5, which falls 1 to number 3. Last week's number 1 Yotsuba Volume 12 falls 3 to number 4, which in turn pushes Soul Eater Volume 17 down 1 to number 5. Attack on Titan Volume 1 falls 1 to number 6, while Soulless hangs on at number 7. Kingdom Hearts 358-2 debuts at number 8. Naruto Volume 63 falls 6, the most this week, to number 9, and Attack on Titan Volume 3 returns again at number 10. It's of little surprise that the new Attack on Titan volume charted in the top 5, but Sailor Moon's return at number 1 is. And another thing that isn't a surprise is that the top 5 this week were in the number 1 spot at some point. I'm happy to see Soulless keeping a footing on the list, and after the big bounce Naruto took this week, I wonder where it will fall next week. There are a lot of strong contenders on here. It will be hard for it to push its way back into the top 5. Nielsen's Bookscan Top 20 for November. The Nielsen's Bookscan reflects a lot of things we saw on the New York Times list last month. Once again, 9 titles made it onto the list. The highest charter was Naruto Volume 63 coming in at number 2. Close behind, and still in the top 5, is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Volume 5 at number 5. Last month's number 1, Attack on Titan Volume 1, fell 7 to come in at number 8, and then manga hopscotches to number 10 with Sailor Moon Short Stories Volume 2, Maximum Ride, the manga Volume 7 at number 12, and Vampire Knight Volume 17 at number 14. Very newcomer Yotsuba Volume 12 jumps in at number 15, which is followed by Attack on Titan Volume 2 at 18 and Attack on Titan Volume 8 at number 20. All the manga that charted in November spent multiple weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, and the highest ranked one spent multiple weeks at number 1. So they aren't any big surprise. Yotsuba's appearance after only a week's release is a surprise to me. I didn't know that title could command such an audience. Attack on Titan's new volume couldn't do that. Wouldn't Yen Press be happy if they had more Yotsuba to release? Unboxing Mangabox. There was a big announcement in digital this week from Japanese mobile entertainment company DeNA. They released a new app, Mangabox, that features 21 titles translated in English and is available for free. The app is available for both iOS and Android. The titles will be updated every week, and readers will be able to access the 12 most recent chapters as well as 100 pages of a volume. Currently, there are titles available from publishers Kodansha, Shogakukan, and DeNA itself. Eventually, DeNA will make these titles available as ebooks and in print. They also plan to add more languages, though for now titles are available in Japanese and English. I downloaded the app and checked out a few titles. I got this for the Kendachi Case Files Takato side. I have been missing a Kendachi title to read since Tokyopop never finished their release, and there have been more released in Japan. I also checked out the Spoof on Titan 4, and District Hakenshi. I enjoyed all 3 titles. The translations were well done, or at least they weren't awkward to read. The English was smooth and understandable. I'm interested in where the Kendachi spin-off will go. We've already gotten a clue that the culprit is in the Magic Club. I just want to see what kind of mystery there will be to solve. The Spoof on Titan was cute and funny. I liked the first few strips that were available. Hopefully my enjoyment will last. District Hakenshi was one I tried on a whim. I liked it so far. There's a lot of action and violence, so it's not for the faint of heart. People get torn up and eaten. I'm interested in trying more. The app itself installed easily on my tablet, and it's intuitive for the most part. The title page shows pictures of the titles instead of just text, and it says when the title will be updated with a new chapter. While overall I will give it a good rating, it could use some improvements. First, the manga is online only. You have to have an internet connection to read the titles. Not good for those times when you don't have an internet connection. This continues to be a sore spot with me, as one of the places where I do most of my reading, work, doesn't allow for personal devices on the Wi-Fi. It wasn't very clear how to get back to the title page. I would also like a synopsis page for each of the titles. Looking at the picture doesn't give anywhere enough information about what the title is about, and I don't want to read through every one. I already know what kinds of titles I like or dislike. Just let me skim summaries so I can narrow down my selection and not have to read every one just to make that determination. Overall, I did like the Mangabox app. It worked well, didn't crash, and I could zoom, though it was a little blurry. I will try out a few more titles, but I'm fine with keeping the ones I keep track of to a minimum. I already have so much to read now, but I like having them right there on the tablet to just pick up and read any time. I hope they do get more publishers. I would like to see more shoujo and josei on there. This move to streaming lots of different titles is a model that I've advocated in the past. An all-you-can-eat model has been working for anime for several years now with Crunchyroll. It's good to see publishers taking the chance on it with manga, with Kodansha first, and now this app. It's what scannulators have been doing for years, so it might be the best way to fight them. Fighting fire with fire, as it were. This is a good trend for readers, and I hope it works out for publishers as well. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jdragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jdragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.